Welcome to the Cashflow Project. Our project is to empower the next generation of entrepreneurs. So we're kind of just getting this going. We're a part of the CEO Club at UNC in Greeley, Colorado. And we just thought it'd be a great idea to share our experiences and share our stories and stories of local entrepreneurs on this podcast. So we're just all going to introduce ourselves. I'm Landon, and I'm the president of this podcast. Going to be trying to host and just kind of be in charge of everything. And then we can go over here.
My name is Jaden. I'm the president of the CEO organization here at UNC.
I'm Astrid. I'm going to be the Chief Development Officer for this semester.
Hi, I'm Nevaeh. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer this semester.
So, I mean, this is the first episode. How are you guys feeling? Like, excited?
I'm excited to be here.
Setting this up was so much fun that I'm so happy we're recording at this point.
I mean, it's a small win to just be able to like have our voice go into the mic and have it translate onto the computer. So yeah, no, we'll take it. But yeah, so our goal is to just have local entrepreneurs on, share their stories, and develop our skills and our experiences. And I just feel like it'll be fun to share kind of our just kind of what we've done. So for this, we want to start by talking about what we actually did last year. So we're kind of shifting into being a part of this podcast, but we had a business last year.
Yeah.
And we did pretty well in certain aspects of it, and there were also some parts that we could have done better. So honestly, Jaden, I'm going to ask you kind of just explain kind of what we did last year and kind of how that looked, kind of some successes, some failures.
Yeah, so last year we launched a business called Bearbox, and it was a college care package business. The first semester we launched, we were marketing towards parents buying stuff for their students, and then it went okay, but we wanted to try a different market, and so in the spring semester we more went for selling to students, and it was a really fun learning experience, and I think we gained a lot out of it.
Yeah.
The amount of time that we were putting in was a lot, but I think we did learn a lot from the business.
Well, and that's the big thing. I feel like even starting this, I feel more equipped to handle like the business processes of kind of how this all works, because I mean, I had a year of I was doing the social media marketing, I was putting up flyers, I was developing websites. It's like, and to be able to work with all of you guys was a lot of fun to build each other up in the ways that maybe we have some weaknesses, and to also see a lot of the strengths shine. That was kind of one of my favorite experiences. I know Astrid joined us a little bit late, so did Nevaeh. What were kind of your guys' experience like with the business?
Yeah, I mean, I joined spring semester not necessarily knowing what I was getting myself into. I had more joined because I was a freshman and it's scary, and I wanted to get involved with something in my major. And it was a trip, for sure. Yeah. Like, it was a lot of hands-on experience and talking to a lot of very cool people. It was something that was really entertaining to talk about as well. Like, I loved talking to people about what I was doing. It sounded really cool. But then, like, hands-on, getting into actually putting together the boxes, all of the behind the scenes, and also just, like, the social media aspect, which is insane and a really beefy project.
Yeah.
That was, like, a lot of fun, but also so much work to try and do both that I think transitioning to just social media and like pushing media.
It's a breath of fresh air.
Oh yeah. Oh, extremely.
Yeah, understandable. Nevaeh, kind of, what did you feel about it?
So for me, I was a part of the marketing department, and so finding out new ways to talk to people definitely was a lot of fun, and like comparing what we have now versus what other people have now. It's just really fun trying to brand our actual business.
Yeah. And that's the cool thing about this podcast concept that I also like the transition of, is like, if you can't come to our meetings and watch the presentations in person, the podcast is going to be hopefully a very good way to get that information just on the road. And that's like, it's good to do, but are we doing both? Having both like in-person presentations and on the podcast after?
Yeah, that's kind of the hope.
Yeah, there will be some overlap for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that I think it makes us as a club just more easily accessible, which is a cool concept.
Well, yeah, and more efficient, and we can spread our like sphere of influence more. I think in the past with what we did in kind of you could call it more of like a brick and mortar business than the podcast. It was kind of centered to us and the members in our business, and we weren't really getting experiences to UNC students or college students or really anybody. We want this to land kind of with anybody, anyone who's passionate about kind of entrepreneurial mindset, starting entrepreneurial goals. So, I think it'll just allow us to develop more connections in the community and just allow more people to build those skills and knowledge as well. Obviously, us being on the podcast, us interviewing different guests in the future, hopefully, we'll get obviously the hands-on experience, but the conversation is something that can be a lot more important for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
With entrepreneurship, what do you guys want to do with it? Like after graduation or while you're here at school, like what are your entrepreneurial goals?
I'll start.
Yeah.
So after I finish school, I'm planning on becoming a business consultant. That's why it's really important for me to network with a bunch of other business here in Greeley, because then I could go off of that and then express what I'm doing with other businesses too, and kind of partnership with them.
Yeah.
Well, I think that very much suits your strengths. I feel like from the very start of you joining us, you've just been like very outgoing, able to just connect with really anybody. And I think that's an asset and a skill that not a lot of people have. And so to use that in the future is, I think, a very, very good skill to have. And obviously not everyone has it, so it can be a very niche opportunity that you have as well. Yeah. Jaden, you asked the question, what are your goals? Jaden started a business himself. He can explain a little bit about that, but yeah, what are your plans?
Yeah. My issue with entrepreneurship is I'd like come up with a new idea every week. And so I'm like always writing up new plans. Like it's a little bit nuts, but my sophomore year, I launched a business called Landlocked Surf and Skate. Yeah. And in entrepreneurship, there's something called the corridor principle. It's basically just by starting a venture, a bunch of other doors open up. So originally I was going to try and make my own surf skateboards, kind of transitioned into a media company. And then I partnered with Absolute Board Co. based out of Australia. They own Penny Boards. That's like their main brand. And helped them market their boards. And that was a really good experience for me because that was like kind of before we launched Bear Box. And so I was running the business by myself and I didn't have a team. And then so once we launched Bear Box, I saw like how powerful having a good team is, because running a business by yourself is just kind of a pain.
Well, and I know I relied on you a lot that first semester. I just kind of jumped in to that marketing role. But I think at that point, you had vastly more skills than I did. And I know I 100% relied on you to walk me through that process. And obviously the whole team was kind of part of that learning experience. But I know you were a big mentor for me to like start that process and to feel like, okay, no, it's possible. Like Jaden pitched his idea in front of a bunch of people. Like I can do the same thing on a smaller scale. But I like how you talked about how important a team is, because I think doing it yourself is just it's not as fulfilling all the time, and it's just obviously way harder, and that's why we're trying to get like you guys involved, and you guys passionate about what we're doing, so you can take on the same challenges that we are. And maybe we can be an outlet of like, okay, we can share our experiences and you can hear our guests' experiences and you can maybe be feeling the same things. And hopefully we can help kind of alleviate the stress of like, oh, maybe I don't know how to develop a marketing plan perfectly. Maybe I don't know how to maybe public speaking is a big issue. Well, then we can talk about our journey with that. And obviously not everyone's a great public speaker, so there's always a journey. So yeah, Astrid, any plans for you post-graduation? I know you're like the one that does it all. Switch to the music major, like everything like that. What are your plans?
Yeah, I started my freshman year a business finance major, and my goal with that was to move into financial advising. Then I realized it kind of wasn't my thing, and now I'm doing a double major in music business and recording arts and vocal jazz. And as controversial or like not controversial, as wrong as it may sound to put these two together, business and music, it's very, very, very important that musicians know how to run a business because they are the business, you know? So that's kind of why I'm still involved in the business college as much as I am, is because with entrepreneurship, like me wanting to be a singer, me wanting to be a mixing engineer, it all takes a form of entrepreneurship knowledge. And like, it's a part of my degree regardless, but it's also just, it's stuff that's important to know. And it's not something that I can say I'm going to go into a specific path with, because everything that I do from here on out is going to have some aspect of entrepreneurship in it, which I love. And I've always loved the concept. So, yeah.
Well, and that's what I like. I feel like UNC also does a great job on supporting students to do whatever. Obviously, there's the certain emphasis, there's the certain certificates, but they really empower just like do everything. We've had faculty that have been super, super supportive with both Bearbox and now this podcast, people that have been really excited about it. And it's like, that's the culture at UNC. And so that's kind of the culture that's been instilled in me the last year. And so that's kind of why I want to go on here and make connections with the local entrepreneurs, help people that are watching out, like all these different things. I just feel like the opportunities are, it's cliche, but the opportunities are kind of endless. The sky's the limit when kind of starting something like this. I kind of want to go kind of just take a step back to looking at our first business that we developed, Bearbox, last semester. Like I said, in the intro, we kind of had some successes, some failures, and 100% some of those failures made us do this switch to starting a podcast. But what were some of those successes? And anybody can kind of take that, but kind of what they can be quantitative, or they can be how you grew, different things like that.
I think one of the biggest successes is I see a lot of college-aged people that want to do entrepreneurship too scared to just start or try. Just the fact that we like actually launched something and sold a product is something in itself, I feel like. Yeah.
That also makes me wonder, like, how many other people out there are starting businesses in UNC and we don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if they just don't want to be a part of a team, or if they choose to be alone. I don't really know.
Yeah.
They gotta come in, join us.
Join CEO.
If you wanna.
Join the podcast.
No, yeah. I think that, at least for me, because I took such a big role on social media, that was really like just huge. Like, I think that we grew a lot in terms of understanding marketing. And
we had a video that got insanely viral, 1,500 views. Like, are you kidding me?
Right. No, it's like, it was insane. And that was all you.
I had a team around me. Was I amazing? Yes.
No, yeah. No, it was great though. Like that, I feel like we understood a lot about kind of our student body, our target demographic, and that's kind of why we're here now.
Yeah. I think there was a passion for this. I think Bearbox developed skills. It was a great experience. And yeah, we had a launch where we sold 73 boxes in 6 days. We had a launch where we sold 64 boxes in the span of 2 months. We had a launch where we sold 33 in 2 weeks. We were all across the board. But I think we just found a passion for this. And I think I kind of found that with Nevaeh and Ashton more last semester. And when we were kind of honestly like at the wall. We were in the corner of like, we're not selling. What do we do? And so we kind of were just like, let's have some fun with it. Let's enjoy what we're doing. So we made those couple videos, and obviously, yes, they weren't mega viral, but as much as I want them to be. But I think I found the most joy in that, and so I was like, hey, like we should do this. Like Jaden had talked to me a lot last semester on like, hey, let's do a podcast together. I know Astrid was very passionate about social media. I know Nevaeh as well was very passionate about everything we were doing. So we were just like, well, we have this passion, so why don't we act on that?
Yeah.
And I think that's a big thing about entrepreneurship is kind of what you were saying, and maybe Jaden a little bit as well. There's maybe a fear to start with entrepreneurship, and that's kind of what holds a lot of people back. But there's maybe just a fear of doing what you're passionate about. And like,
got deep there.
But I feel like a lot of people maybe do, and obviously were we super passionate about care packages? No.
It was just fun to.
Yes,
It
we
was
were.
fun to
We
work
were.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We loved it.
We were
It was
really
our
passionate about
actually
it.
it was actually our life's work.
But I think finding the passion in entrepreneurship is good because it's a lot of work. You have to put a lot into this. I mean, we were all putting 25, 30 hours a week into care packages, and that was a lot. And so, yeah, I just think that's one thing I want to harp on is like, just do what you're passionate about, especially in college. Obviously, we want this to reach everybody, but we're college students, so we're probably going to reach a lot of college students. Just do what you're passionate about. Like, what you enjoy, just go for it, you know?
Well, yeah, and I think
I was on a roll. I was like getting deep for like 5 minutes, and that was just too much for me. I was like, I can't do it. But yeah, anyway.
Well, kind of, I think with that too, like, we weren't super passionate about it, but we were in the beginning. I think we were all
Yeah.
like very excited about it. We started it and we figured out we weren't passionate about it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't really a failure. We still like learned
Oh,
from
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And then can carry that in. So I think with us being young, college age people, starting things, failing, that's like kind of what you should be doing.
That's
right now.
life. It's how you learn.
Yeah, I also feel like part of it was more of how hard it could get because all of us were just so busy, and so the fact that we all had to just maintain what we had for each other, like we needed to eventually rely on each other for that reason.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a lot of work.
It was like too much.
Yeah, I mean, it was a blast. I mean, I gained so many skills. I mean, like, a lot of doors opened for me, but it's just like, at the end of the day, college is a lot.
Would you do it? Would you do
No,
it
go for it.
again if you knew the knowledge you had now?
I think I would do things differently,
Yeah.
but I think I would say
I would do market research. I feel like in some of our boxes, we were just like, oh, let's throw it out and hope it works. And I think I very much underestimated market research and knowing that a customer base out there, a customer segment would actually want what we were offering.
Right.
Valentine's Day box, it worked. We had chocolates, we had succulents. If you got your succulents, amazing. I hope they're growing like crazy. But yeah, I feel like that was maybe our biggest issue with the graduation box of like,
How small our niche was.
yeah, we kind of were just like, well, we hope 15 people at UNC really like this product and
Yeah.
buy 10 of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure that I would do the care package concept again, considering, and not for any reason outside of sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. I don't think it was consistent enough with this student body for us to keep going, you know? And also, care packages are kind of similar to necessity packages, and we were charging for them where they could get similar things for free. And when you're a college student, as we were just discussing, like, you're so busy, money isn't necessarily the most accessible thing.
Yeah.
I feel like if I were to do this concept again, my product would not be care packages, but it would be a necessity for college students that we can make more affordable at the same time,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I think the market need was a little bit overestimated at times.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely.
Which is fair. That's part of the learning process. Like if we started Bear Box and just had instant success and were amazing, we made a bunch of money, we would have gone out of UNC's doors like, oh, we're the best. We can do anything. And it's like, well, then we might have got a little bit of a kind of a door slammed in our face. So it's good to get the failures out of the way early so you can do it when you have a support system, when you have the faculty at UNC around you, when you have your family close. Like I mean, I think it was a great experience. But I kind of want to pivot then. We talked about Bear Box. We talked about how that all went. But so obviously we've talked a little bit about why the podcast. We have the passion, potentially a little less stressful. But I think conversation and community is like the lifeblood of everything. And I think I've gotten really into podcasts in the last like year or so, and Jaden shared his podcast with me. I share a podcast with him, and just because there's something about just like hearing a process and hearing.
Wait, also, sorry. We never really talked about how you and Philip started the actual business.
Because you joined fall of 22.
Yeah.
23. Fall of
I
23.
would pop in every once in a while in the spring, but I wasn't like consistent
Yeah.
the spring before.
Well, I remember seeing you. I was like, this is the entrepreneurial challenge guy. This is the guy.
This is the guy.
And now we have classes together.
You were like a celebrity. How do you feel?
I was like, dang, he's got some dope corduroy pants going. Like,
Those corduroys, man.
dude, I wish I could pull them off. I really wish I could. I don't think it's possible. Really wish I could.
I would just say they're very sweaty.
That's understandable. Yeah, I mean, I told everyone to be in pants today, thinking that we would be recording in a different area than we are, that our legs would be out in the open, and I'm in pants, and I am dying because it's my computer's saying 77 right now, but I don't know what it is in this room. Also, please recycle.
Please recycle.
I think one thing that you were talking about real quick with the podcast, like how we're trying to share this message about entrepreneurship, and I think one thing that's going to be very beneficial is, like we were saying, we're not experts and we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah.
And that's why we're going to bring on guests that do have successful businesses or that are like going through the process of having a business. And so it's going to college students that want to start a business that have questions that are similar to ours. I think it's going to be super beneficial because we're talking to like actual experts of entrepreneurship. But
If this feels discombobulated, it's because it is. Because this is the first time we've done this, and we're gonna get guests on. But our hope for this episode, and this is kind of like our preview episode, is just we're still gonna keep some of our social accounts. We've built up this brand with Bearbox, and so we don't want to just like launch everything and people be like, "What is happening?" So we wanted to do this to tell you guys like why are we here? Who are we? We used to be the box people. What are we doing here? So we just wanted to kind of give a history.
Why wasn't the box people an option for this podcast name? Because that's so good.
That would have been amazing. The box people.
The box people is great.
Yeah, that honestly, wow. We just took a poll, but we might have to go back.
Because that's nice. I don't hate it.
Box people, yeah. I mean, we were pretty synonymous around campus. I'd hear people saying like, "You guys sold those weird boxes."
Weird
right?
boxes.
I'd be like, yeah, we did. Thank you
That's
for
us.
knowing. But yeah, I also love those trends when they just try to do all the clickbait. When they take like a minute of a podcast and it's just like the most controversial things in the world. It's like it's like pineapple doesn't belong on pizza, and then everyone just starts flaming you in the comments. But if you like pineapple on pizza, feel free to like the video. No, I'm kidding.
Please stick to business.
I'm trying to like give some snippets of just some like banter, you know?
Yeah.
But trying to make it natural.
Right.
Am I doing a good job?
Oh yeah.
I mean, you were doing a good job until you told everybody what you were trying to do.
Because I just picture Astrid like editing all this in her room and it just like, oh, okay, yep, controversial, yep, oh, that's gonna do good, trends.
That's exactly like every single thing you guys have said. I've been like, that's gonna go blooper, that's gonna go here. Like I'm thinking, no, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be me in a dark room, my cat next to me, and I'm gonna have edited the serious on one side and just all the times we messed up on the other.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so fun.
And then Neve and I are just gonna be arguing on a logo
Oh
for the
yeah.
next like 2 weeks. Right. And it's gonna be great. And then Jaden is just gonna be like, hey, I'm the CEO president. I'll step in when needed, but I'm gonna do my own thing. But yeah, no, I'm excited. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. We have a little bit of time left. Do you guys have any questions that you feel like should get answered? Do you feel like there's anything else that people would be confused on that we should clear up? Anything like that?
I feel like it's our concept is pretty straightforward. Like from there on, it's not we're doing one thing, now we're doing another, testing it out.
No, honestly, I'm kind of proud of us. Like I'm proud of
Yeah.
us for not giving up.
Yeah.
Like that's just so. Like that just shows how passionate we are about business.
Especially starting this episode. Did
No.
we sit here for an hour and watch Astrid want to die? Yes. And
These
then-
mics are not easy to put together, y'all. The input-output situation is rough.
Yeah, if you're ever in this room, don't mess with our mics. They won't be in here. Don't mess with our mics.
But like, please. But like, I'll cry.
Yeah, but Yeah, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Snippet there, snippet here. Blooper there, blooper here.
No, it's gonna be so good.
I love the room we're in right now.
Really?
Like, I don't know how much they can see, but we have all of these pictures. I love Kepner because it just has like a different theme every room.
Yeah.
And I think it has something to do with like sponsors of the college. Honestly, not sure, but I've just like every once in a while Jaden's talking, and he's doing a great job. So I let him do his thing, and I just look up at the planes on the ceiling.
And we don't actually listen to you, like, ever, actually.
But no, for real. But yeah, I mean, we're hoping that this can just be not only a learning experience for us, but a learning experience for all of you guys listening. And again, this is our preview episode. It'll be more polished. We'll have guests on that know what they're talking about.
Maybe we'll be wearing suits.
Oh, you did not talk about that yet. That's news to me. But no, I think it'll be good to have a bunch of different guests on. We've made all these connections and hopefully bring those to you guys. Were you going to say something today?
Yeah,
You
this is like our
kind of
pilot
interrupted me.
episode.
Our
Our
what?
pilot episode.
Oh,
Yeah.
like The Office.
Yes.
That's.
You
I feel
guys
like-
and The Office, it's been nonstop ever since our meeting the other week.
I feel like we have to like toss an Office quote in here. Like, is there one that really? I love the Wayne Gretzky Michael Scott quote. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott. He just
Yeah.
takes it from him.
Yeah.
So now I want you to say that one more time, but I want you to imagine that right in front of your face in this camera here, I'm going to be slapping a meme.
Oh, wow.
On top of your face. It's going to be right here.
Can it be prison, Mike?
In the clink.
No, see that? Exactly that. I'm going to add reverb on your voice. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Well, we have like a couple minutes left, I would say. I mean, we're obviously not gonna just run it through. We're gonna have some cuts here and there. Jaden, I feel like there's something you want to say. Do you have something on your mind?
One thing that I just thought about is where we are like trying to reach other college students. If they go to follow our Instagram in the bio, I think we should put up like one of those question boxes on our stories before we bring guests on, where people can maybe ask questions for our guests.
They can help curate the interviews.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love
So like,
Or
yeah.
that's cool.
That's such a good idea.
We can also ask like who do you want to see next on the next YouTube channel?
Yeah, I mean,
This podcast.
yeah, we have a couple options. We want you guys to be involved in this process as much as we are. So, I mean, yeah, I think that's a great idea. Poll questions, poll guests. Like, I definitely think that's a great opportunity. And then it allows other people to be a part of this journey with us. So you're not just listening to us every couple weeks. You're actually a part of these decisions. And say that, I mean, we're going to get a schedule out, and we'll probably kind of teaser who's going to be on our podcast. Say you have a question for one of our guests that's going to be coming up. You can send that to us. You can shoot us a DM. Like, we'll have all of our links in the descriptions. We'll have our Instagram. We'll have all of the different social media pages. So you can reach out to us on all those. But I love that idea.
I like it
To have like a collaborative experience
Yeah. No, it's nice.
of like us, the guests, and just the general public, the audience.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
And if you don't have Instagram, or if you don't feel like going to social, if you're on YouTube or I think Spotify, you can even leave comments now.
Yeah.
You can leave a comment about who you would like to see come
We're gonna
on.
get bullied.
The negative comments. They're gonna be like, "Wow, that guy has a New York shirt. He's never been to New York."
Have you never been to New York?
I haven't.
Wow.
I really want to.
It's a trip for sure.
I
Yeah, join the
watched.
finance club.
Come again?
The finance club goes to New York every year.
Yeah, FMA.
Wow.
Didn't the marketing club go to New York last year too? I feel like they did.
No, I think it was.
St. Louis.
Yeah, I think you're
Yeah.
right.
And then HR goes somewhere too. The HR club.
Yeah, and we go to Tampa.
Yeah, Tampa's
That's what I'm
nice. Yeah.
On Halloween.
On Halloween.
Oh, that's gonna be crazy.
No, I haven't been to New York though. Like I've watched Michael Scott go to New York.
Naturally.
Yeah.
We'd know what you're talking about.
Yeah. But then also I did. What was that one show you guys were talking about? Like the
Impractical Jokers.
Impractical
Yeah.
Jokers.
Oh my god.
Never watched it, and feel free to flame me in the comments.
Please do.
No, like actually though,
Yes.
like that's embarrassing though.
Yeah,
Haven't
I-
been to New York and haven't watched The Impractical Jokers that are based out of New York.
Would it help if I said I've been to Kansas?
No,
I was
no, it really would not. It's like super would not.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, but
This is crazy.
yeah, Wichita. I don't think I've ever been. I forget where I was. Not Topeka. I'd really love to go to Topeka at some point.
Are we talking about Kansas? still?
Yeah,
Okay.
Topeka, Kansas. I think is it the capital? I'm coming back to like my 5th grade knowledge.
Isn't Kansas City the capital?
No.
Never
Sorry,
mind.
that No. Oh, I almost got a cramp. What is the capital of Missouri? Is it the?
We're Missouri.
Missouri? What?
I thought you mentioned Missouri or Kansas City. I think I'm confused. Now I'm getting notifications on my computer, on my phone. What's going on?
You're confusing yourself.
Basically, New York.
So basically in New Mexico.
Arvada. Las Vegas. Bears.
Bears. Cut the podcast.
Bears.
That's it.
Beats. Battlestar Galactica. No, well, I think that's potentially a good spot to end on. We'll see what Astrid can do. We'll see if she can control the chaos.
I'm sure I can.
Yeah. I have full faith. Any closing remarks? Anything that really just needs to be said today?
So this summer, Kendrick or Drake?
I'm not with the social. What's
Oh, be so grateful. We'll have to play you a song on our way out.
I like the Makeba. I know that was a while ago, but that ooh Makeba, come la. You know that one? You know that one. The Makeba song?
We know what you're talking about, did not know the words.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the one where you're shouting and then you're like doing a little jiggle and then you're shouting again. Yeah, thank you for joining us today. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to this as much as we had filming it. Be sure to stay tuned for our next podcast episode. Amazing and exciting things are on the way. Obviously, we talked about those guests coming on. So yeah, our upcoming episodes are going to be with those local entrepreneurs. You'll have a little bit more of a curated conversation, if you will. You're not going to just hear all of us yapping. Stay connected with us with all of those links in our bio. That's going to get you to all of our social medias. And yeah, we'll see you next time on the Cashflow Project.
Yeah.
The ending was so. I honestly
I felt really good about it too. I went down a little bit in my volume.
Yeah, and then the cash.
And so now you just need to know that I'm going to keep all of this in.
Oh yeah, 100%. We'll see you next time on the Cashflow Project. We'll see you next time on the Cashflow Project.
One more time.
That's nice. That's nice.
Cashflow Project.
That's...
We'll see you next time on the Cashflow Project.
No, you should
Next time on the Cashflow Project. We need all the takes.
do it from here and then say Cashflow Project in that one.
We'll see you next time on the Cashflow Project.
Yes.
We'll see you next time on the Cashflow Project. Cashflow
All right, cut.
Project. Cashflow Project class. Nope.
No.
We'll see you next time on the Cashflow Project.